We've lost both our commentators to playing on stream right now, so I guess I'm commentating. So we've got Ike versus Better Ike. I don't know, obviously, Jam hasn't been here in a while, and it looks like, I was about to say Jole has beaten Jam once, but then I realized that that was the Tea Time 100 thing, and that may not have been the most competitive set ever. We'll have to check that. For all I know, it was perfectly legitimate, but probably not. But I don't know what Jam's been. I don't know if Jam's been entering much recently. It's been a while since we've seen him, and I mean he's been placing as we'd normally expect. But from my game against him, I didn't feel like he was kind of in full form yet. But we'll have to see if that's the case against Jole, who barely lived that dash attack, having to use his jump really high up, but like not really having much of a way to edge guard Corrin that well, and gonna hit Jole for charging that F smash randomly. Jole is kind of running all over the place in neutral, and obviously that's one of the things that makes Corrin better than Ike. One of the many things is the fact that although their mobility isn't like excessive in the same way that some of the other like Marth clones are, their mobility is actually kind of underrated, even though they're kind of slow. I feel like they've kind of got a really good like floatiness for a sword character, because sword characters kind of want to be, I don't know, they don't always want to be like super fast fallers, or at least that changes their playstyle a lot. But for the kind of playstyle Corrin has, I feel like their mobility actually suits it really quite well. They've also got excessive kill power. I think that's one of the things that they do a lot better than a lot of the other swordies, is that whereas with like Marth and Lucina or well, I guess Roy and Crom are a bit of an exception, but being in the corner against Corrin, even if you're at 40%, you could be at death percent. And Joel's only been lagging like slightly behind in percentages these stocks, but it's just going to be a case of like whether he can take the stocks first, because I feel like Jam plays pretty well with a lead. He doesn't like play overly committal, whereas I feel like his playstyle can change quite a lot depending on whether he's like in the lead at a deficit or kind of at relatively even percents. And even as Corrin, like, you don't necessarily want to be the one approaching Ike a lot of the time. You know, as lackluster as Ike can be, you don't want to be running into his nares. Is that neutral B is going to take it, sniped from off the screen, and charging Eruption the wrong way. He did that against me at our set. I also assume he wasn't meant to do drop down counter. I don't know. He did use counter. He was using counter several times in our set, and I was upset at the amount of times it worked. I just kind of assumed people wouldn't use counter against Incineroar because he's a grappler, but I don't know. It's the mix-up, I guess. Counter grapplers. You heard it here first. We're seeing Jole managed to fight his way out of the corner, get a nice little combo there. And at this point, he's getting quite a good percentage lead, doing the standard like normal get-up distance and F-smash, which is a really good thing that Corrin has. Just trying to stall out that eruption or mix up the timing, and unfortunately, Jam, completely unintentional teabag, I assume. But I feel like if he had reacted well enough to the fact that Corrin was charging F smash in the wrong direction, he could have punished a bit harder than double teabag into down tilt or grab or whatever that was. But Jole taking the first game, which is good for Jole, because as we saw at the beginning, he's only one with special rules on in the past. But I didn't see what stage they picked, but I can't imagine either of these characters are particularly picky with their stages in this sort of matchup. They probably both generally benefit from similar stages, and yeah, I don't really see any reason for them to not just run it back to PS2. I don't think the stage is going to be a super big deal in this matchup. And Jole got outplayed. He's bad. Joel's bad at the game. I don't actually entirely know what happened there, but I guess he just... I don't know. He wasn't grabbing ledge like he probably thought he was, and didn't jump or didn't have his jump. I don't know. He's dead though, and now he's essentially playing a 2-stock game, because that was like the first thing that happened that entire game. And as we said, Jam can play, well, I was going to say he usually plays a lot more, at least I feel like against me he plays more patient when he's got a stock lead, but there we just saw him randomly charging an up smash, so maybe he's just really antsy to like get a bigger lead than he has now. I mean, he's already lapped Jole in percents, and Corrin completely capable of making a comeback like this, I think, but I feel like, okay, dying to, I don't know if that was bad DI, but I know they buffed that move to be like really strong, but sometimes I'm just very surprised by how much it can kill. And Jam's just getting a really good sequence at ledge there. Unfortunately not getting the counter because Corrin up B is like kind of hard to edge guard. And I feel like Jam's just kind of experimenting now. He's been doing random side Bs and counters and up smashes. He's I mean, why not, I guess. You've got a big enough lead, and if you just play like a, I don't know, like a random number generator, then how's your opponent going to adapt? Nice pivot grab. Side B getting Jam back to center stage, which probably what you want in this matchup. Probably both characters that like stage control a lot. I don't know what Jam was thinking with that edge guard, but he's not dead, so he's dead now. But quite a lot of quite a big percentage lead to play with, especially because Corrin's probably around Nair up air percent, which it looks like that's what he was going for. It looks like that's what he's still going for, but I mean, Ike, not generally a character that has trouble killing in terms of his like raw kill power. I'm sure he struggles killing in some matchups because of like you know, mobility and not being a good character. But that being said, Corrin can rack up damage very quickly. Corrin can kill very quickly. That was a very short sequence, just a couple of combos, a slight advantage state, and Jole got in the lead. And I mean, he just needs to do that again, and then he wins the game. So that's the thing. Corrin's, okay, barely living that back air, and the eruption not getting the 2-frame, which I hate eruption. I hate the fact that it's just kind of like, I don't know, you get sent off stage at any percent, and it's like, it's kind of RNG if I die here, who knows. It's like a rock, paper, scissors. But Jam finally done playing with his food and taking the stock with the dash attack, which is I feel like that's the Jam special. Whenever I feel like I died to dash attack way too much against him. It's 1-1. Assume we are back at PS2. I mean, like I say, I don't think there's anything that a different stage would do other than just kind of ruin your, like... Sometimes I just don't like switching stage for the sake of, like, you've kind of settled into playing on this platform layout, and then you have to suddenly switch to Smashville and Hollow Bastion or whatever. And sometimes it's just, you know, be the better player. Maybe the stage isn't the problem, who knows. We're both characters landing with Nair, who would have thought? But only problem with this matchup is that Corrin's aerials are much better rising than Ike's. His kind of only real, like, rising aerials are like forward air occasionally and sometimes back air to get a kill, whereas Corrin actually gets like combos of rising aerials and also can space them so they're still safe even when they're rising. Especially against a character like Ike, who has very limited out of shield options. And I feel like, yeah, we haven't really seen what you'd expect in this matchup is Jam to really kind of get pinned down by Jole and just kind of have those instances where Jole's just kind of hitting his shield and he doesn't really have much to do about it. But we're seeing Jam kind of get away with a lot of jumping, which Corrin really should be good at dealing with. Although this ledge sequence is very nice and perfectly timing that back air to challenge the side B. I say perfectly timing, and no, Corrin back air is just a good move. It kind of spaces for you. Maybe it hit the timing for him as well. Jole's already got like a nice bit of percentage lead, and I don't know if that was a shield poke or a Jole just dropped shield a bit early. Could have been both, but regardless, the stocks are evened up now. Jam is in the corner. He's pressing Eruption. Who knows what's happening? Falling counter. I don't know if that could have maybe been intentional, but I don't know if at this percentage it would be advised. But they're shielding, they're spot dodging, they're playing neutral technically. We haven't, yeah, I don't think we've seen any pin kills yet. I guess Jam's often been going high with the side Bs, and I don't know how reliable it is to challenge side B with pin. Getting a bit desperate there for the down air and paying for it by getting his recovery countered. Nearly dying to an edge guard just there, but narrowly making it back to stage. And that probably could have, I don't know if that could have been hard to punish with the parry. It's hard to know how hard you can punish pin. I mean, it's a very good move. But maybe you could have at least got a dash attack in, got that ledge trap going, got a positional advantage. But we're seeing both characters reset to neutral quite a lot here. And neutral has often been defined by just how quickly one player can just like throw the opponent to ledge and try and kill them there. Jole answering back to that second stock very quickly. Both these characters can definitely do good damage at low percents. Corrin, though, can hit it a lot more reliably and set up for a much better advantage state, I think, in this matchup, as we're seeing here. That, although, I mean, that being said, Jam's already answered back in percentage, and unfortunately, he's getting his jumps called out. And that's kind of exactly what Corrin wants. Like, Corrin excels in like calling jumps out because like full hop rising forward air combos into like forward air up air, and then sets up for a good advantage state. And then you're at ledge, and then you get pinned, and then you die. Jole just kind of doing the Corrin flowchart of like full hop forward air, land with nair. If it hits, react and start your combo. If not, you're safe anyway, so who cares? And just trying to keep Jam like above him or to the side where he can pressure him. Jam still not managing to find like a consistent out. Managing to claim center stage there, but not capitalizing off it. And now we're seeing Jole back off on that juggle. I don't see Jole go for juggles as... That was not good DI. I don't know what Jole's doing. Celebratory up B. A bit too early, I don't know. But now we see both characters are neutral, and although this is the awkward percentage where you're probably at nair up air percent, don't quote me on that, I don't know Ike's nair up air percentages, but that's the kind of one of the scary things about Ike compared to other characters, is that he can just kill you center stage with a nair sometimes, which is kind of annoying for a lot of characters whose means of killing is often like dependent on like getting the opponent to ledge first. Like being able to kind of bypass that stage and just kill center stage is very good. And that being said, Corrin just killed center stage with up air at not like a crazy early percent, but there was rage involved. But just being able to kill with that up air, like that up air is just so big and so safe that being able to kill with it at all is just a very good thing to have. And you know, killing a heavy character like at 150 like center stage with that up air is pretty good. And we see Jole one game away from making it to losers finals, which big for him. And I don't know what changes we're going to see from Jam. I don't know. I haven't noticed much particularly different in his game plan like going forward. But I mean, like pretty one-dimensional character generally in that he will nair. That is a foregone conclusion. It's just how will he nair? When will he nair? Will you forward air him before he nairs? And if yes, then well done, you've probably beaten him. Jole getting a nice little combo extension on the plat there with that, just hesitating with that nair to get the tech, and it looked like he accidentally, that could have been a stock earlier when he had that nair back air chance, I think. But we are seeing a ledge trap situation here. I don't think Jam's been like massively capitalizing off these ledge trap situations. I mean, he's obviously been, you know, going pretty even with Jole, but it feels like he's been playing kind of like inconsistently in the sense that he's not just kind of winning by like, you know, claiming stage and then pressuring in the corner and finding his, you know, way to get a kill. His kills have often been pretty sporadic and random, random dash attacks or like stuff like that. And we are seeing Jole take the first stock in, you know, what could be the game that gets him to advance on. So this is a very comfortable position for him to be in. Of course, it's not, you know, over for Jam yet. He's completely at the point where he can take the stock against Corrin, and even that, I don't know if that was completely true, because that was like a very high up in air, but I mean, regardless, it's just one of those things of like, if you don't know whether you have to jump out of it, and then sometimes the up air still hits you in the jump, but if you air dodge, what if they wait and read it, etc. But regardless, Jam is getting the advantage state that he wants, that I feel like we haven't seen much of this set yet. Although he kind of like, there's like one gap in his advantage state, and like Corrin just lands with Nair, and then you're in Corrin's advantage state. And the good thing about Nair is it hits literally all around her, and it's huge. And you will just now be either in a combo or at like the range that Corrin kind of wants to keep you at. Nair could be a surprisingly threatening thing to deal with when you're in a kind of in advantage state against Corrin. That forward tilt just stealing a slightly early stock, even at roll distance, killing at like 100. Obviously rage assisted, I'm sure, but that's exactly what Jam wants now. He wants to play to his lead. Well, I was going to say if I was him, I'd be holding center stage and not getting back aired, but, you know, hindsight's a funny thing. Yeah, get that jab, that 15%. Trying to just get off these platforms is proving difficult because, well, if you're doing it in the way that Jam is, of just like trying to brute force your way to center stage, but Corrin Nair's quite the tool in that it's kind of covers quite a lot of space if you just stand in the middle of the stage. Missing the, I don't know if that was meant to be a back air or an up air instead, but unfortunately missing it and then jabbing the wrong direction. Going relatively unpunished though, and now he's got Jole in a good spot, unfortunately falling out of the up B. There's no way that kills, right? Yeah. I feel like I-cut B is like dire Incineroar, like kill screens, and that sometimes it just goes off for no reason. And Jam managing to clinch that game 4, so now both players are on their potential tournament game here. Obviously, the winner of this will be playing Azalea. I had to check that because I can remember actually who won between Theo and Azalea. But I'm sure both players are thrilled at the prospect of fighting Azalea. Jam especially, because, you know, does he still think the Falco Ike matchup's even? Probably. But, you know, it'd be big for Jole if he could win this set, because it'd be his first time beating Jam for a, well, based on the stats we've seen, it might have been his first time beating him in a while, like without scuffed rules. And I don't know about their further set record, but I wouldn't be surprised if Jole is yet to beat Jam, just because Jam's kind of like a good like gatekeeper, I think, between the kind of mid-levels and the high-level players at tea time. And it'd be good for Jole to get top 3. He's been his results recently, mainly because I've been beating him a bit more consistently, although I lost today. You know, I've been gatekeeping him myself, but he beat me today, and it'd be good to see how far he can advance. He's at the deficit at the moment, but we've seen so far in this set that deficits haven't always meant as much as they seem. And catching the runaway with that dash attack. We haven't seen much just like raw dash attack, like non-kill percents. It's usually been like a kind of Hail Mary at kill percents, but catching the like dash away. Jam just getting a lot of like giving the Corrin the space. Like Jole likes to just kind of swing forward airs and back air, or forward airs and neutral airs center stage, and just react to what hits. Barely surviving that eruption at ledge, and once again that counter failing because Corrin up B just kind of goes through it. It's just one of those ones that kind of goes, I think, moves too quickly for counters to actually work on it. Generally actually a pretty difficult move to edge guard for a lot of characters, even characters with traditionally good edge guarding. Jole finally taking the stock, but finding himself instantly back at ledge. Jam, for some reason, doing his now patented eruption the wrong way. But now having like a full, fresh stock lead on Jole, which is a very nice thing to have with how these two have been playing, because it's been very back and forth. It's, you know, they've been just kind of having their advantage stage, dropping it one way, and then the other person taking their chance to like ledge trap or whatever. So I feel like just kind of getting that full stock lead just kind of gives you a chance to, it gives you margin of error, obviously, but that seems very valuable in how these two have been playing, because it's been so back and forth. Jole has been playing very oppressive today. This stock, though, barely missing that back air. I really thought that was going to be curtains for this Ike stock. But, I mean, we are now already at a point where I can feasibly be taking this stock very well, especially if he hits these eruptions, especially if he just gets a nice back air at ledge, but probably at the point where F-tilt will be killing now. Stop countering. That hasn't worked, and you died for it. But I'm really surprised Jam still went for that counter. I feel like he was just of the mindset of, like, I'm very close to dying anyway, I may as well just kind of give, while this stock's on its like last legs, I'll just go for something that might work. I think there was very few chances of working. That dash attack, though, catching that Corrin jumping around, and Jam just about taking his spot in losers finals. Jole not advancing, unfortunately, but a very well fought battle by both players. Swords. I don't know if I want to commentate Falco Ike. I don't know how much I can say about Falco up tilting and then up tilting and then doing up air. What does he do after the up air? If there's a platform above him, I guess another up air or drag down nair. I don't know how much I can say about that. Who's playing an ultimate now? Sorry, in melee now.